Do we now have the real reason why Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about James O'Keefe's new group, the James O'Keefe Media Group, exposing a Fox reporter who says Tucker Carlson was ousted from the network because of the Dominion lawsuit. He also says a few things about big tech and Pfizer and a lot more. Now, I've not watched the entire thing. I'm going to give you a live reaction right now as I'm recording it. If you want to see this full thing, I will link to it in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio and go to the corresponding article on the website. But you see what's going on right here. You see the headline: breaking, Fox News producer caught on tape saying Tucker Carlson was quote unquote ousted as part of Dominion settlement network beholden to Pfizer and big tech money. And then the subhead right here says he did things that cost the company a lot of money. Now, I thought it might have been the whole thing with Rupert Murdoch and the ex-wife and that whole situation. That could have been part of it, of course. But I think the Dominion lawsuit, a lot of you guys and myself also suspected that. You're talking about, what, 700 billion, almost like some crazy amount of money, not billion, but $700 million, a dumb amount of money. It's like, well, what's going on? Okay. With that kind of money on the table, some heads are going to roll. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Oh, that was with the Dominion company. What happened with that? Like,
they gave him money, part of it. They say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
It's part of the settlement. Yeah, he was ousted. When it's corporate media and you're beholden to advertisers, I guess.
Well, it's either the Pillow Guy or it's brought to you by Pfizer, right? It's like,
it's big pharma.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because we would do all this stuff about COVID vaccines, and we're getting money from Pfizer.
We're getting what?
And we're getting money from Pfizer.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, okay, can I just interject right quick? We're going to get right back to it. Please forgive me for interrupting. But at a certain point, these guys got to know that they could be recorded. I mean, the guy basically was like, hey, what's that? Say that one more time. Talking to the microphone right there. Speak clearly. Speak loudly so they can hear you. It's like, man, what are we doing?
Well, I mean,
big pharma, big tech.
You know, you're talking about, like, the shady players, like your buddy Michael Rosa. Like
that he's the one who's crafting Dominion's message. That's a whole story in and of itself.
OMG News has obtained incendiary footage of a Fox News producer talking about Tucker Carlson's departure.
OMG News, that's O'Keefe Media Group, just so you understand what he's talking about.
The Dominion settlement and the influence that advertisers and pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer have over the embattled network.
Fox News Media, America's news, and much more.
$144 million to settle that Dominion lawsuit.
A lot of money.
Oh, that was with the Dominion company.
Almost $1 billion. $750 million. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. How did what happened with that? Like,
they gave him money, part of it. They say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
It's part of the settlement.
Well, so did Tucker leave, or did you guys part ways, or Tucker was ousted?
Yeah, he was ousted. Well, he brought up things that cost him a lot of money.
Cost the company a lot of money?
Yeah, and that was part of it. Like, he was going to go after this whole thing about January 6th.
Oh, boy.
It was an inside job.
So, Ray Epps getting mentioned and whatnot. Now, what's he going to say about Ray Epps? And again, Dominion, a lot of you guys said that was part of it. And this producer is saying the same thing. And also, January 6th, that's part of it. From my point of view, it was kind of hard to blame Tucker because isn't the whole network in on it? Or maybe it was just his show. Maybe I don't watch Fox enough to really see who's talking about what. Apparently, Tucker was the main guy speaking about these things. Interesting.
This guy, Ray Epps, he said was an FBI agent on the inside.
Obviously he was.
Right.
Encouraged it. And he was going to go on the air and mention what that guy said on 60 Minutes. And the Murdochs were like, You know what's problem now.
So the Murdochs might have a little bit of connection, maybe, because clearly Ray Epps has some type of higher power on his side, because this guy's on camera inciting the riot, literally. Hey, let's go in the Capitol. He's on camera inciting the riot. He is the biggest provocateur of the whole situation, and he doesn't get locked up. So Tucker says something about that. All of a sudden, he's a problem. He's pointing out the obvious that we all think he's an issue. I think that Ray Epps may even be a little bit higher than the federale, maybe even a little bit higher, maybe even in tune with the Murdochs. Again, like I said, Rupert Murdoch, that's the big boss behind Fox News, and his family also is behind it. So now we're getting really deep.
The other thing with Tucker that is interesting is everyone's accusing you are losing so many viewers and money like Lashley. There were a bunch of advertisers that said we're not going to advertise that 8 o'clock hour. So now that he's gone, they're starting to come back.
Sean, a Fox News insider, says that not only Tucker's reporting on January 6th cost the network a lot of money and made the Murdochs unhappy, but Sean goes on to talk about the pressures of advertising and the influence of Big Pharma on the embattled network.
Yeah, it's Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because like we were doing all this stuff about COVID vaccines and we're getting money from Pfizer.
We're getting what?
When you say that we take money from Pfizer, what did you mean by that?
I never said we took money from Pfizer. I think you're putting words in my mouth.
You said, quote,
and we're getting money from Pfizer.
Yeah.
Oh, so now, what's happening is O'Keefe is cutting to himself after this particular conversation happened, talking to the guy. What's his name? Sean Langill. I know I'm butchering his name, and he's talking about, no, I didn't say we got money from Pfizer, but right here on tape, you said we got money from Pfizer. So stop lying.
Well, I mean,
Big Pharma, Big Tech.
dude, you're describing to me like the nature of the narratives, right? Like we have BlackRock and Vanguard who own everybody, right? They own CNN, MSNBC, Fox, you name it. That's what I was talking about, the self-censorship narrative.
Corporate media. When it's corporate media and you're beholden to advertisers.
BlackRock and Vanguard are in your ear. They're like, you can only say up until this point of what the truth is, and then you have to start pushing propaganda.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's across the board kind of like that, or you don't want to piss off advertisers.
Sean also told us about his buddy Mike LaRosa, who, according to his Twitter account, was the press secretary for Jill Biden. Michael LaRosa is now working for a PR company called Penta, whose primary client happens to be Dominion Voting. Sean says that no one has put this together. Well, we're certainly glad that Sean put it together for OMG and all of you.
Wow. That connection, I didn't even see that happening. Wow. I had no idea.
You look at those little connects and you're like, someone who worked for the Biden White House was literally crafting the message for Dominion. So you're like, of course. So he left working for Joe Biden to start this PR firm or work with this firm whose sole client was Dominion doing their cause. It's like right from the White House to go defend Dominion. So it's like, when you know those little moving parts, you're like, everyone's shitty.
Well, so
Left the White House to literally go take down the news outlet that was being unfavorable to his boss.
Wow.
No one's talking about that.
Wow.
you know, you're talking about like the shady players, like your buddy Michael Rosa. Like, what is, you know, like it's kind of public out there that he's.
So these are like two different times they've meeting. Like, okay, but before we get back to the information about what's being said, these connections, which are pretty crazy, Joe Biden, Dominion, everything else, the Murdochs, Fox News, the advertisers, Pfizer. Before we get back to that, are these guys on the date? Like, what's really going on here? How did these guys speak so much and speak so freely? Anyway, let's get back to it.
Like at this Penta group, he worked for Joe Biden.
Put it together.
Said he was pulling the strings. What did you exactly mean by that? You know, like with
In this, that he's the one who's crafting Dominion's message to the public. That he's running their
to who?
to the media.
To the media.
But no one's picking up on the fact that here's someone who used to work for Joe Biden.
Joe or Joe or
Joe.
both? Technically,
Worked in the administration.
worked in the administration.
Going after a voting company. Working with a voting company that takes down Fox's segment. That's a whole story in and of itself.
I also spoke to Sean myself on the phone while I was filmed, the undercover journalist recording in Washington, D.C., while I was recording back here at headquarters, and you can see Sean's reaction for yourself.
Hey, Sean.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, Sean. Hey, this is James O'Keefe, OMG. We'd like your comment on some of the things that you said.
Now, I'm going to play the rest of this. You guys can see their interaction, but for time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and just stop it right there. This is very, very good. Shout out to James O'Keefe, O'Keefe Media Group, OMG. You guys, please go support him. Support the new company, Project Veritas. They got their own thing going on. I'm not trying to hate on them. I know some guys and girls that have worked for Project Veritas, but James O'Keefe got his own thing going on. And this right here is a crazy bombshell. Oh, my goodness. And no pun intended, OMG Media Group. Oh, my goodness. Listen, not only do we have a Fox, a Fox producer who says Tucker Carlson was ousted as a result of the Dominion lawsuit, we also have a former Biden administration employee who worked with Joe Biden and for Joe Biden, leaves them to go work for Dominion to take down Fox. The Murdochs are involved. Ray Epps get mentioned. Why is he somebody that you can't talk about? Why is he a guy that you got to just be hands off of when he was out there stoking the fires of January 6th? Why can't we mention him? Why can't we talk about Dominion Systems? Why can't we talk about certain things that should not really be off limits? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with this undercover video of the Fox producer saying, hey, you know what? The reason why Tucker Carlson was fired is because of the Dominion lawsuit. And then you have somebody from the Biden administration who goes to work for Dominion to take down Fox and maybe even Tucker as a result. And this whole thing about Ray Epps, why was he even mentioned? Why is he not in prison? You got guys that did not step foot inside the Capitol who have had their lives turned upside down. These guys did not go to the Capitol. They did not advocate for any kind of violence, any kind of riots, or anybody to even go to the Capitol at all. These guys have been to prison, had their lives turned upside down, never be the same again. Ray Epps is on multiple videotapes inciting the riot, and he's at the ranch hanging out, chilling, no problems. When Tucker says that this guy's probably fed on the inside, they want to attack him. Does that make any sense to you? I don't think so. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.